So I'm not gonna lie, since the last stream I went ahead and looked up what I was messing up on that last puzzle. And it turned out that I had the right idea. I was just being really stupid about it.
Continuous makes more sense than discrete, surely. All ideas are continuous, but the mechanics discrete. Nonsense, clearly nonsense. The location of each item in the world is only accurate to a binary exponent width of 8 bits. Why? And still, it can only be observed by a keen eye for infinitesimal phenomena. Planck's constant, the universe's machine epsilon. Oh, what am I even saying? Paranoia, paranoia!
Yeah, I just kind of forgot that the eyes you have to be able to see all of them sometimes. There's little things like that. If you forget little basic rules of the game, you might get stuck forever on a puzzle that's actually really not that hard. That's the only annoying thing about that one, is that I technically knew how it worked already. So I think I should be able to finish this game this stream, unless some of the puzzles get hard. It does seem like the chapters are getting a little longer. But not unbearably so. I've read that it's not a very long game, so. It's interesting how everything's fuzzy when you're... I do like the effect, though. It looks pretty cool.
Grand! So many doors! The path still appears to travel onwards behind a large gate, but there are forks in this path. An opportunity to travel, see the universe, go along any path I desire. All this travelling, though. I would like a travelling companion. Someone to watch over me, help decide where to go, watch my back, keep me company. Oh, but that's just silliness. I don't really need anyone. I'm a god.
Hold on one sec, I want to see what that means. I didn't look it up when it said Sanctorum, because I can probably figure that one out. Other words a little hard. Is there a letter I can't see? Because I looked it up and it just doesn't translate it. So yeah, I have no idea. Oh, all ye faithful. Okay, well these doors are numbered, so I guess I'll start with number 1.
This world has rules, clearly. For one, I cannot walk through walls, which is disturbing. You'd think if I was a god, I could do what I wished. For the most part, I don't appear to be in control. Perhaps my subconscious is keeping the world in shape. Subconscious. A powerful part of mind. Long unobserved. Subtle. I wonder what resides in this subconscious. Those thoughts that I'm not aware of. Not all of my decisions are wisely made under the full power of cognition. Some decisions are made outside of the conscious self. I seem to observe a lot of my actions with little or no control over them. I must still these actions.
Okay, this is a little harder than I thought it would be. I stand at the edge so that I'm not... That seems to be a problem. I'll look down at the thing that wasn't, and then Damn it. Get rid of that one tile. This one's not even clever, it's just frustrating. Damn. Oh, this is frustrating. Like, I don't know how I could do this any better than I'm doing it now. Kinda just want to make everything rampy. Okay, that's a little... Part of the problem is playing this on an old TV, my aspect ratio is not great, so I can't always tell when the tiles are on my screen and when they're... That's probably gonna screw me up a little. I'm wondering if I leave and go back in, if it'll reset the puzzle. I might cut some of this out when I put this on YouTube because it's boring. Like, I'm not. See, I thought I was screwing it up when I did it this way. I'm starting to think that again, but at the same time. There is a little... That's just the problem, is when I look all the way down like that. It's like almost a given that that's will appear right under me. But with that said... But I feel like this has gotten start this part. Yeah, I'm gonna restart this part.
Grand! So many doors! The path still appears to travel onwards behind a large gate, but there are forks in this path. An opportunity to travel, see the universe, go along any path I desire. All this travelling, though. I would like a travelling companion. Someone to watch over me, help decide where to go, watch my back, keep me company. Oh, but that's just silliness. I don't really need anyone. I'm a god. This world has rules, clearly. For one, I cannot walk through walls, which is disturbing. You'd think if I was a god, I could do what I wished. For the most part, I don't appear to be in control. Perhaps my subconscious is keeping the world in shape. Subconscious. A powerful part of mind, all along unobserved, subtle. I wonder what resides in this subconscious. Those thoughts that I'm not aware of. Not all of my decisions are wisely made under the full power of cognition. Some decisions are made outside of the conscious self. I seem to observe a lot of my actions with little or no control over them. I must still own these actions.
Okay, well I am doing better than I was before. Still a little... Wait, am I not going through that door down there?
How does compartmentalization consciousness? This subconscious, what's that doing? Keeping secret knowledge. Even as a god, the idea of trudging through my subconscious is somewhat nightmarish. Some things best not known, even for the all-knowing.
Oh, the tiles. Okay. Thought I just heard something up.
The sad thing about being a god is the crushing loneliness. I don't really feel I have an equal. This wall, for instance. And don't get me wrong, he's a smart-looking wall. I enjoy being around him, but he has little of interesting conversation. Very flat personality. Like the bridge from earlier. Very anthropomorphized.
Okay, so looks like you just walk around these. What's the point of that is to line up. Well, I can perfect it once I get it there. See a beam though. Air beam. Now, what the hell did that do? Oh, that door over there.
I love giant machines. The bigger the machine, the better. This is my idea of heaven. There's something about a giant machine that screams godlike. Me and my machines, animated, as if alive, but really just acting inside a closed system. They give the impression they are full of life, but they are just wheels and cogs that turn in time. Ticking, clicking, and clacking contraptions.
He loves giant machines. So, yeah. This one I already kind of knew about. Which doesn't necessarily mean much, because I knew about the tile thing, and, that one took me freaking forever. But, yeah, when I was looking up earlier how to beat that puzzle that I've been stuck on, I left it running for a while, and I heard them say something about the hardest puzzle in the game, and that was this one, so I saw how they did it. I know they had started with that one, because I remember they did the top thingy first. What am I doing? Oh, okay. Yeah, and then I think those two connected. I feel like that did what I wanted it. Okay, so that one was on the bottom, but they had said to work from the top for some reason. I think it was this one? And doing that doesn't... feel like I've screwed something up and I just don't know what. I really don't. I don't entirely get. How do I get those two? I literally don't see a way to make it happen. Yeah, okay. Well, damn, it looks like everything is connected. So, is it? I think so. I think it. And one of these should have an entrance. I don't know. Okay, so that's actually not good. Because I can't get up any further. Okay, so knowing that this is the entrance is helpful. Now that I know this is the entrance, I need to make sure I have a way in there. Wait, so I should have a way up. Why'd I get so screwed up before? Now what am I going up for? great. So what did that accomplish? The one. There was a one on the door. Can I die from falling? I don't think. Very good. What's this? No, in this room. Hold on. Oliver is talking about the debt industry, and that's kind of important to me, so I'm actually gonna break. I might cut the break when I stream on YouTube, or when I put this on YouTube, I might not. This is important. Alright. I'm gonna have a lot of dead air that I have to edit out in this video.
A stairway to heaven made of fool's gold.
Yeah, I think I was watching.
If knowledge is in the mind, to be alone is to experience all of knowledge. All the substance of knowledge exists within mind. Therefore, to suppose another, whose mind was unknowable or transient, would suppose a world in which all-knowing was an impossibility. So it follows that being alone serves as a proof of my deity. In this way, it is a comfort to me that I am alone. Others would be a difficult problem.
So the thing I was watching was John Oliver talking about the debt buying industry. He said some stuff that wasn't really accurate. Came down a little hard on it, I think. I mean, because the thing is, I mean, I've been in debt, but you know, a lot of the reason I was in debt was because I spent money I didn't have. I think a lot of the stuff he said about medical debt is true. And he talked a lot about people whose practices are, you know, breaking the law. But, you know, aside from those people, there's a lot of good people in the debt industry, and like some of his evidence, like, you know, oh, it must be bad because the FTC gets more complaints about that industry than any other. Well, yeah, people don't like being collected on. But
being alone is important. If one does not hear both parts of a conversation, one cannot have a full idea of what is discussed. To be alone is to know the whole story. But still, this world seems to attempt to communicate something. The world is filled with part conversation. The writings on the walls themselves.
But just because there are complaints about the industry, people don't like getting collected on, but you know, companies don't like being stolen from, so.
Let there be yet more light.
But yeah, you know, if someone's collecting on you illegally, absolutely
Being
file a
alone can
complaint.
serve as a comfort. If there's no one can hurt you. But perhaps that's a bleak outlook. There must be joy that comes from others. Praise, they can offer praise. As a god, praise is something I can relate to. Not enough praise at the moment. Worship wouldn't go amiss. But if there were others, they might attempt to belittle me, bring me down to improve their own relative status, accuse me of pride, narcissism, pretentiousness, or grandiose self-referential commentary. Nonsense. Pretension implies there is a lack of thought. The pretense of thought. I've thought long and hard about how brilliant I am.
hard to figure out. It was way easier than the last, than room number 1. But yeah, as I was saying, if someone's collecting on you illegally, go ahead and file a complaint. Don't file a complaint just because someone did their job when you actually... You know, there are instances like medical debt where it really can't be avoided, but I've worked in this industry and I can tell you a lot of debts are people buying cars or jewelry or spending, money on credit cards or overdrafts that...
It doesn't take a genius to see that I am a genius.
I knew they
Comparative
shouldn't
statements
have.
are somewhat redundant when you're the lone wanderer of the universe. I think I'd like a goddess to share this with. We could walk around and talk about gold, perhaps waste away the time discussing how brilliant I am. She could bask in my intellect and compliment me on my immense wealth. Perhaps she'd look like me too. Obviously she couldn't be as handsome, that would be unthinkable. Could I create a goddess more majestic than myself? Could I create a rock that I couldn't lift? Well, apparently I can create doors I cannot open. What does a goddess do, though? Quite clearly, I'm busy doing all this god stuff. Walking about, thinking about stuff, solving problems, inventing problems to solve. Would she be my helper, or off doing her own thing? I'm a pretty big deal. If I had a goddess, I'd assume she'd want to be around me most of the time. But I feel like I'm too busy with all these challenges to possibly give her all of my attention. I mean, to be fair, it's likely to destroy her given my godlike intensity. Maybe I'd make her in my image. That would be amazing! 2 of me! Oh, we'd have so much in common! I'd quite like her to be lively. First, she'd have to be alive. Being alive is somewhat a prerequisite for being lively. Not created life yet.
So, that was my favorite monologue of his so far. Am I just supposed to stop it with these lined up, or...? Then how? Wait a minute, I can interact with these. Here. Okay, I guess it was that simple.
I see as through a glass dimly, not knowing as I should know.
Get this one to light up. I feel like that's gotta be part of the key to what I'm doing here. So I'm not sure what to do. Why won't it light up? Wait, did it? Yeah, sorry for the random rant about the debt buying industry. I think it's a little irresponsible to go bashing an entire industry. He seems to have this idea that every single person within it is innocent. That's not necessarily so much the case. Each have a 1 in front of them. One has a 3. Supposed to get 3 in here? Yes, I am. Then the question becomes, how do I get 3 in here? There we go.
More light. Slight obsession with light here.
Okay. I don't know.
I'm done here.
Do I just walk in circles until this thing fills up? Kinda like that other room, just walk in circles while looking at something. Man, as much as some of these puzzles are kind of frustrating, some of them really cool. That was easy, but that was just a really cool looking little prop they had. The metal was really well textured. I don't like they're like these little, the marble's not perfect, you know? Yes, I wonder if technically I could have done any order. Means I could have done that horrible first room last.
Why can I be surprised? If I'm all-knowing, then I should know all. Perhaps there is a moment when knowledge is created. Sometimes when I ask these questions, I wish there was a response. Wish there was someone out there listening to me, hearing these words. But how could they tell me even if they were listening? I've never heard their voice. If a voice came down from the sky to talk to me, I'd probably think I was crazy. But in case anyone's listening, I have a surplus of gold. If you'd like to pop by my universe, I could give you some. Friendship for gold? Straight up trade?
I need to get a sense. So what turns when I turn this? That one. So let's start with that. Building a bridge. See where that takes me. Point of kind of a red herring. Or I just screwed up, I mean. Trying to get over there to that door.
That's this done. I make a lot of mistakes and missteps. Can a god make mistakes? A mistake is something unintended. Am I an imperfect god? Or perhaps I'm not a god at all. Oh, no. Let's not be silly. Of course I'm God.
100% sure what's going on with this one. Maybe I need to stand in the light. To rotate around it. See, that didn't work. Okay, this one really shouldn't be giving me any trouble, but sure seems to be. Okay, so the last couple solved by just standing around something. I just heard them slide out when I turned away. So yeah, I think I just actually... Alright then. So that big door with all the glowing numbers on it should be open now. Am I going in the right direction? I got distracted.
Still, no companion.
That's all he has to say? That's kind of sad. I like his take on what would a goddess do anyway. It's kind of sweet that he just wants a goddess. Who doesn't? Like us people who don't like women. But even if you don't like women, I mean, wouldn't it just be cool to have a goddess? And you wouldn't have to like own her, just have a goddess around all the time.
What if it's all a joke? This whole world? A grand joke of which I am the punchline. What if someone stands, looking on, grinning atop their high horse? An elevated perspective makes it easy to look down. What if someone distant and unknowable were forcing me to stumble around my world? Forcing me to overcome a series of mental obstacles, all for what? To demonstrate something? To teach something? What?
Okay, I don't entirely understand the point of that bottom area.
Maybe I'm not a god. Maybe I'm a jester. Have you heard the one about the character who thought he was the infinite? His story came to an end. Quite the dramatic irony. Do I make my movements, my steps? I've never thought about a step I've made. They just seem to occur. I'm thrown about this world. Do I control or rather merely witness my movement? If it is the case that I'm merely witnessing my motion, then is this my body? Or am I an observer?
That door has a 1 and a 2 on it. I guess it was kind of... two
Light
paths?
has curious properties. It drives out darkness, or perhaps it's the other way around. Perhaps light is the absence of darkness. I should find out. How much light do you need to fill a bucket? 4?
Yes, it seems like things like that, there's usually a mirror. Kinda lucky that jumping worked, I didn't know that... That light up? Yeah, it did. Oh, there's that light from... that balcony earlier. Yet? Time for Google Translate again. According to Google Translate, this means God will be called and not
Patience is a
called.
virtue I possess. A god has infinite patience. A small proof of my deity. If I get frustrated with waiting, what does that mean? I'm not a god? Suppress. Just a momentary lapse of reason. Existential crisis. Everyone has one. Don't worry about it. Suppress.
Okay, so looking at it stops it. Oh, well and good, but what am I trying to do here? Every time I looked away, it seemed to snap back into... Wait for it to just get all the way around. Oh yeah, literally just wait for it to go all the way around, okay. It's just those two. This could be actually a really short chapter. I should be getting close to the end, so it should be getting harder.
Perhaps my lack of control is rational. I have two observable natures as far as I can see, my body and my mind. My body moves around doing things. It can be pushed away by equal and opposite forces. It is constrained by the world. My mind creates thoughts that it speaks.
Whoa. I do that again.
What is my nature, though? Unitary, bipartite, or tripartite, or something other? How could I know? I have my words. Words are the product of a mind. Therefore, it follows that I think. I think, therefore I am. Cogito ergo sum. I move, so I have a body. Maybe a spirit, too. Something intangible, a connection with a world I cannot know.
Okay. I don't know if that was accurate or... to be a mirror. Oh, also... No, it can't be a mirror, because look... I'm looking at... Oh, okay, so... What I did there was wrong. See, I really thought because there's a corner there and that's where... Oh, you know what? Because it wasn't technically rounded in the other room. Squares. So... I'm supposed to be doing opposite rooms here. Oh, knowing I can walk on the outside makes this so much easier. Is that right? Did I do something good? There. I don't know if these are supposed to be lit up or anything. That should, what I've got here, that should be accurate. Go ahead and do the other. This one's different. This one's really annoying. Or from that up. Is that right? Turning my head to try and get an upside down. Feel like what I have here should be affecting yet. Put up. I've done wrong. If these were accurate, then they really should. What could I possibly? Don't get what I could. Don't. Worry about mirror image. Dealing with mirror images. Yes. So then this one could be wrong here. Still really not sure. Oh shit, they both lit up. So did that, okay. So that means... And I see another button, so I'm still not done with this chapter. I really like this music, it's very pleasing. Let's see what's in.
Recurring theme here, back with a difference. What is it with all these observations I keep making? Observations about this and that. Always got something interesting to say, apparently. Communication, that's what I keep trying to do. These aren't just thoughts, they're words. But who am I talking to? This audible collection of my thoughts, what is its purpose? Why do thoughts have words? Do words allow understanding of thoughts? Perhaps without words, thoughts would be unchained things.
What's this area down here all about? Honestly, do not know. So I guess I should just start pressing buttons. I'm a little nervous to do that. Whoa. Yeah, I couldn't see it before. I could see it before. Question is, where do I see? Huh. Oh, look at that. Okay, so there's a room over here. Over there, but I don't know what to... That before. We're at room 4.
Not everything is up for grabs. Parts of the world bend to my will, or perhaps are just tethered to me. In a world where I am the only agent of change, do I approach the end of the world, or does the end approach me?
I doubt there's a point going to those sides. That doesn't seem to be... Sure, it's possible to get there, I just don't think there's... Wondering if there's a point to these orbs. Whoa. Appears to be a point to that one. Just couldn't tell you what the point is. It does seem to turn. I get to come over here
I'm
somehow?
definitely the most important thing in this world. These orbs love me, bowing to my sight, my perspective. My perspective is truly crucial to the world. My perspective, it brings me close to the end.
And now I think I know the point of that orb I saw on the other side of this room earlier. If I can get this to move orbs, theoretically. Also why there's one under here. Perfect, okay. That little guy going. Okay. That was actually an interesting puzzle.
I don't think I'd take it well if I spent my life controlled by another, though I'm not fully in control, clearly. My body is constrained to this world. But I happily resign to this lack of control, it's just the darker side of that. How'd you get over that nagging feeling that someone is watching over you, controlling your steps? Unwelcome. Are these words even my words? I could be anything. Maybe I'm just words on a page, a script on a screen, an actor, a voice, a character, a visage, a fake. Approaching the end.
God. This guy sounds like me in high school. I kind of preferred him when he was all cocky.
I feel the Omega, my destination.
Is that chapter 6 or 5? I can't remember where I was at. Alright then. I must be getting close.
The end of the path, the destination. For how can there be progress without a destination? A few seconds ago there was nothing, but now, here I am, surrounded by trees, ready to hear them fall. The path serves to direct my steps. Disturbing that my steps are being directed. That's an unwelcome thought. I am aware, but I don't feel in control. I feel a lack of control and a control beyond my own. I don't want to roll away this stone. That nagging thought again. Why am I continuing? Despite my desire to the contrary. This is the progress I desired. The destination I set out for at the beginning. The knowledge I grasped for. The end of the road. There's no way back, and knowledge feels dangerous now.
And I am just not seeing. Oh, I think it's on that rock.
The stone is rolled away, and in here I can see shadows dance on the walls. Projections. All this time I felt a presence watching over me. I felt a control beyond my own. No! No! Ah! No! Get off me! Get off me! I can feel you, distant person, controlling my every step. You've been here since the beginning, watching. Malevolent or benevolent, it makes no difference. You have no right. Get off! The door is closed. I can't go back. Well, did you pay your price for your slave? You deserve to control me. Is it your right? Is it? Go on, tell me, what was my price? You stand there in the distance. I can see it now. I cannot see your face, but I feel you like a rushing wind. You guide my steps. You order my steps.
He's literally talking to me.
There's no way back. Why do you drive me forwards like an animal? Your insatiable appetite for closure? No! No! Look away! Why should we go through here? There's no reason! Why must we travel through every door you wish? Elucidate me! What about me, my desires? Let's just wait here, forever!
It's kind of interesting. He's like taking control away from me, that's why I keep turning around. He literally didn't want to look at this door.
I've never been alone. You move my world, manipulate me. But all this time you have placed my every footstep. How can I trust you? You've been watching over me secretly and silently since the beginning of time. That's pretty villainous. I want to go back. There's no other way but forward now, apart from infinite stillness. Show yourself, please! Your silence is deafening. You say nothing. You sit silently above, playing God. You are the danger. You move my world.
So I don't know if I like what looks like a plot twist where he is learning he's just a character in a game, but if that's not what's going on, I'm very interested to find out what is going on. But yeah, this has got to be close to the end, because there's no puzzles even, just a lot of dialogue. Monologue, I should say. Soliloquy?
A leap of faith.
I was right about going towards that light. He didn't want to go anywhere, now he wants me to jump into this thing?
I am alive. I am alive. I am alive. I'm real. I'm alive and I'm real. I am a real boy. Thank you. I sure deserve to be a real boy. Someday I'm going to be a real boy. A real boy with thoughts. A real boy. An alive real boy. A boy with thoughts. With heart, with soul, with mind. With body, with consciousness, with spirit, with breath. Pneuma. I'm a real boy. I'm not a wooden character. I'm a real boy. With emotions, not a script. Definitely not a script. I am alive. Feeling. I make decisions. I have will. I have autonomy. The world is real too. Not a visage. A series of impulses. Simulating life, not a well-conceived dream to be woken from. I am real. I am a real boy. I am alive. I am alive. I am alive. I'm real. I'm alive and I'm real. I am a real boy. Thank you. I sure deserve to be a real boy. Someday
I was stopping because I wanted to see if he was going to say anything new, but I think,
Don't touch that. You don't even know what it's for. Thoughts. With heart, with soul, with mind. It's a game. I'm not real. You've been watching me for all this time, since the beginning of the universe. But you didn't say anything. You sat silently. Apparently, you think it's okay to just watch a person for hours. Why am I here then? I am part of your game? Your entertainment? You play with my life. You move me around as you see fit. Tell me where to look, how to think. Manipulate my world. Push me down a path of your choosing. All for your appetite for closure. Am I your slave? What was my price? Or perhaps you're my spirit. Perhaps not. Perhaps my conscience. Perhaps my consciousness. Maybe I'm a puppet and you're my master. Perhaps at this point, neither of us are in control. Few things are sure. I am not real. From nothing I came, and to nothing I will return. I am just a figment of an imagination. I am a character created to tell a story. The story of a person who observes their life, but is not in control. There's a puzzle for you. In the beginning, me.
Well, that was interesting. So, yeah, that didn't. I don't know what the ending was supposed to mean. If it meant literally it's a game, or if so, that's a little disappointing. But they did kind of save it at the end with some of that dialogue, I suppose. So, while I was sitting there for a second, I was looking up to see if I missed any achievements, and it appears there's one. It's not one I ever would have figured out how to get on my own. So, pulling up the guide right now. I'll go ahead and keep this part of the stream in case anybody wants to see specifically how to get it. I don't think this is like a super new game, so I'm sure there's other videos out there on it, but might as well. So it looks a little weird. It looks like I have to use chapter select, and okay, so this is not intuitive at all. I can't imagine how in the world they would have expected you to just find this out. One thing I can think of, though, in that earlier chapter I saw a painting with the number 3 next to it. I'm thinking that was related to this, because it says you have to go to different chapters, look at paintings. You have to do that 5 times. And it said you had to finish the game first, so. Wonder if that means I'll be getting like a true ending, or if this is just gonna be stupid. This game it really could go either way, so. Looks like I'm gonna have to complete some parts, though, that I did earlier, so it's a good thing I'm... Hopefully none of, like, the super ridiculous puzzles that I knew how to do but still took me forever will be involved in this.
What if it's all a joke? This whole world? A grand joke of which I am the punchline? What if someone stands, looking on, grinning atop their high horse? An elevated perspective makes it easy to look down. What if someone distant and unknowable were forcing me to stumble around my world? Forcing me to overcome a series of mental obstacles, all for what? To demonstrate something? To teach something? What? Maybe I'm not a god. Maybe I'm a jester. Have you heard the one about the character who thought he was the infinite? His story came to an end. Quite the dramatic irony. Do I make my movements, my steps? I've never thought about a step I've made. They just seem to occur. I'm thrown about this world. Do I control, or rather merely witness my movement? If it is the case that I'm merely witnessing my motion, then is this my body, or am I an observer? Patience is a virtue I possess. A god has infinite patience, a small proof of my deity. If I get frustrated with waiting, what does that mean? I'm not a god? Suppress. Just a momentary lapse of reason. Existential crisis. Everyone has one. Don't worry about it. Suppress. Light has curious properties. It drives out darkness, or perhaps it's the other way around. Perhaps light is the absence of darkness. I should find out. How much light do you need to fill a bucket? 4?
So this first painting I have to look
Perhaps
for
my
is on the
lack of
way
control
to
is
chapter
rational.
4.
I have 2 observable natures as far as I can see, my body and my mind. My body moves around doing
room
things.
number 4.
It can be pushed away by equal and opposite forces. It is constrained by the world. My mind creates thoughts that it speaks. What is my nature, though? Unitary, bipartite, or tripartite, or something other? How could I know? I have my words. Words are the product of a mind. Therefore, it follows that I think. I think, therefore I am. Cogito ergo sum. I move, so I have a body. Maybe a spirit, too. Something intangible, a connection with a world I cannot know.
Is that not right? I thought that was how I did it last time. Maybe the cross was higher up, maybe. Okay, so it's on the way to room 4. And books. Huh. Get what this button does.
Recurring theme here, back with a difference. What is it with all these observations I keep making? Observations about this and that. Always got something interesting to say, apparently. Communication, that's what I keep trying to do. These aren't just thoughts, they're words. But who am I talking to? This audible collection of my thoughts, what is its purpose? Why do thoughts have words? Do words allow understanding of thoughts? Perhaps without words, thoughts would be unchained things.
Okay.
Not everything is up for grabs. Parts of the world bend to my will, or perhaps are just tethered to me. In a world where I am the only agent of change, do I approach the end of the world, or does the end approach me?
So I was right about the cylinder being used for something. Well, I guess I was wrong, because I said it probably wouldn't be used for anything. And now we know why he creates benches.
Secrets lie in the belly of the beast.
I'm not... That's the painting up there, but my understanding was the environment was supposed to change. I thought the environment was supposed to change when he... But that does not appear to have happened for me. Hold on a second. Let's see. This is kind of the problem with using guides for things like this. Sometimes they're helpful, but they're not actually always. Actually looking for a better one. Man, you would have to really explore this game to even know that this was a thing. I mean, I did think that that painting with the 3 on it that I saw earlier was something. Yeah, so what I found said that I basically have to quit, go to chapter 1. I guess if something does change when you find it, it wasn't there, so. I think you actually have to be outdoors to see any changes.
Lead me, path. Lead me to my destination. Onwards! A passing gate is a sign of progress along my path. I must admit that I rather enjoy the progress. However, it seems I am met with a new challenge at every turn. These challenges require knowledge. Slightly worrying. As a god, I consider myself all-knowing. Why is it I must stop and think? Knowledge is obscured from me. All these eyes watching makes me a bit uneasy. Not a fan of onlookers, to be honest. That which I can see exists. Ah, a bench. Brilliant. Something to rest my figurative head upon from all that adventurous walking. But I must be honest with myself. As a god, I feel no real need to rest. Don't know why I made a bench. Doesn't really make sense. Maybe I should rest as an example to others. No, there are no others. Don't understand why I filled the place with pots, either. I don't have anything to store. Maybe I should make lemonade. I need to invent lemons first, a few other things too. Time to start a list of inventions. Lemons, a lemon press, sugar, the abstract concept of sweetness. A tongue. I definitely need a tongue, but I need a body first. Legs. I want legs. Then I can have footsteps to accompany my walking. I find myself awfully ethereal currently, even for a god. Aha! There it is! Hiding. But I'm afraid not even you could escape my powers of observation. A door that opens only when watched. Yet more evidence of my centrality to this narrative. It makes me wonder what is in the next room before I enter. Is there anything? Is it simulated? Is it culled because my mind does not have the power to imagine the whole world at one instant? Oh, for the sake of sanity, I choose to believe the world around the corner exists.
That one was also indoors, so I still don't know if I'm worried that I'm going to get through all of these and then I'm going to find out that I screwed something up. The good news is I know where painting 3 is, sort of. The bad news is I have to do a couple things that I sucked at earlier. And it looks like I can't break sequence, so... But yeah, I have to get to that sort of... that area with the paintings on the ground where you have to align the beams. And then... once I get there... So, really just that puzzle with the tiles on the floor is the only potentially annoying one. Everything else should be rather easy.
Grand! So many doors! The path still appears to travel onwards behind a large gate, but there are forks in this path. An opportunity to travel, see the universe, go along any path I desire. All this travelling, though. I would like a travelling companion. Someone to watch over me, help decide where to go, watch my back, keep me company. Oh, but that's just silliness. I don't really need anyone. I'm a god. This world has rules, clearly. For one, I cannot walk through walls, which is disturbing. You'd think if I was a god, I could do what I wished. For the most part, I don't appear to be in control. Perhaps my subconscious is keeping the world in shape. Subconscious. A powerful part of mind, all along unobserved, subtle. I wonder what resides in this subconscious. Those thoughts that I'm not aware of. Not all of my decisions are wisely made under the full power of cognition. Some decisions are made outside of the conscious self. I seem to observe a lot of my actions with little or no control over them. I must still own these actions. Conscious, what's that doing? Keeping secret knowledge. Even as a god, the idea of trudging through my subconscious is somewhat nightmarish. Some things best not known, even for the all-knowing.
Okay. Is this the right room? Should be.
The sad thing about being a god is the crushing loneliness. I don't really feel I have an equal. This wall, for instance. And don't get me wrong, he's a smart-looking wall. I enjoy being around him. But he has little of interesting conversation. Very flat personality. Like the bridge from earlier. Very anthropomorphized.
Okay, so now I'm going to chapter 2. And I don't think I'll have to go too far. And after chapter 2, I'm actually going back to that area under the cylinder, so I was definitely right about there being something there. Or again, wrong, because I said there probably wasn't. Alright. And, interestingly enough, I'd noticed there was a door in that room with the painting, and it looks like that's where I'm going. I stopped reading the guide after it said where the last painting was, because I read enough to see the door, but I don't want to know what happens. Hoping it's something cool.
Where did all this marble come from? Because it's just here. I guess as God, I made it. I can't remember ever making any of this, though. Marble requires great heat, pressure, and time to form, so how did I make it? Did I just pop it into existence? I guess I could do that. Or did I have it in another universe cooking for a couple of million years? Both are reasonable. Maybe both. Changing it up. I need to work on my memory. Look at this! The world bends to my will. More evidence of my deity. The immense power of my mind. Bow before my ample brow, for I can move things with just a glance. Fear my gaze, lest I move you around. What a polite door. Opening itself upon my approach. The right way to treat your god, door. I shall give you great treasures for your compliance. This door? What a conniving door. You can see its proud look as it attempts to thwart me. Why can't you be more like that other door? That other door had respect. I have bested you, door. Are you not moved? Rotate about me, bridge. Bow to my rotational power. I wonder if this is normal. Moving things with your mind. It must be. I am normal. That cannot be contested. Normal is the norm, and as the only thing, I must be normal.
Oh, I see. I had wondered, it seemed like the eye. When I first did this mission, I never actually saw the eye, but I guess I was close enough it could see me.
I am mighty. I rather enjoy moving heavy marble with my mind. It would be a tough job to move this marble by hand, to be honest. What are hands?
Okay, so I think I'm more or less in the right place. I'm staring at each one for probably longer than I need to. I think... So when I first said this, it said when you stare at a painting, the scene changes to a night sky. I think it actually is talking about the painting itself. I believe When I was approaching, I thought this painting was showing daylight. So I think that changing of the night sky, and granted, that was the second to last painting, so it doesn't really matter to find this out now, but I think that changing to the night sky is what tells you that you have indeed looked at the painting and you can quit and go to the next one. God, imagine doing this without a guide. You'd have to, like... You'd have to have seen all these paintings. You'd probably have to go back through the whole game and mark where they are, assuming that you notice each one. The people who've put in the time to figure this out so that I could just do it after beating the game, like, props to them. I have a lot of respect for people who write guides and stuff like that, because, I mean, the sheer amount of time to not only write the thing, but just figure it all out. I don't think people understand, even short guides, you know, they take some time if the person's actually figuring this stuff out themselves. I've got a puzzle game for 3DS right now called Quell Memento that I unlock some puzzles that nobody's done guides for, and I'm just completely lost. But I think there was another version of the game before the one that I have. All the guides
What
are
if it's
for.
all a joke? This whole world? A grand joke of which I am the punchline. What if someone stands, looking on, grinning atop their high horse? An elevated perspective makes it easy to look down. What if someone distant and unknowable were forcing me to stumble around my world? Forcing me to overcome a series of mental obstacles, all for what? To demonstrate something? To teach something? What? Maybe I'm not a god. Maybe I'm a jester. Have you heard the one about the character who thought he was the infinite? His story came to an end. Quite the dramatic irony. Do I make my movements, my steps? I've never thought about a step I've made. They just seem to occur. I'm thrown about this world. Do I control, or rather merely witness my movement? If it is the case that I'm merely witnessing my motion, then is this my body? Or am I an observer? Patience is a virtue I possess. A god has infinite patience, a small proof of my deity. If I get frustrated with waiting, what does that mean? I'm not a god? Suppress. Just a momentary lapse of reason. Existential crisis. Everyone has one. Don't worry about it. Suppress. Light has curious properties. It drives out darkness, or perhaps it's the other way around. Perhaps light is the absence of darkness. I should find out. How much light do you need to fill a bucket? 4?
My problems with the ending, it never really says what he is.
Perhaps my lack of control is rational.
It's kind of cool that it's open to interpretation, but a little annoying too. Like, are there 4 rooms in this because he said you need 4 lights to fill a bucket, or what?
Opposite forces. It is constrained by the
Or was
world.
that just a throwaway
My
joke
mind
that
creates
didn't mean
thoughts that
anything?
it speaks. What is my nature, though? Unitary, bipartite, or tripartite, or something other? How could I know? I have my words. Words are the product of a mind. Therefore, it follows that I think. I think, therefore I am. Cogito ergo sum. I move, so I have a body. Maybe a spirit, too. Something intangible, a connection with a world I cannot know.
Man, that on chapter 2, when he's just like constantly talking to the doors after you're out of the room, there are so many parts of this game where I stopped doing stuff because I was worried I'd interrupt the speech, but apparently that wasn't a problem. Kind of funny hearing him talk to the doors when he's like... You know, I never found out what this friggin' button does. Maybe if... opens that so the eye... Maybe it resets this if you...
Recurring theme here, back with a difference. What is it with all these observations I keep making? Observations about this and that. Always got something interesting to say, apparently. Communication, that's what I keep trying to do. These aren't just thoughts, they're words. But who am I talking to? This audible collection of my thoughts, what is its purpose? Why do thoughts have words? Do words allow understanding of thoughts? Perhaps without words, thoughts would be unchained things.
A weird echo in my headphones. I don't know if that's part of his voice or not.
Parts of the world bend to my will, or perhaps are just tethered to me. In a world where I am the only agent of change, do I approach the end of the world, or does the end approach me?
Okay. One of the last things I did read is that you have to be careful not to look at painting 1. Since it's behind you when you come in, that should be easy.
Secrets lie in the belly of the beast.
Yeah, there we go, that door opened. Yeah, are those mirrors? He really is just flump. Oh, I can just walk through it. No achievement is popping. So is that really all that happens? Title drop? Okay. Well, I don't know why the achievement didn't pop. I'll probably do this again if... I think I did one of these before and it didn't pop until later for some reason. But, yeah, I'll probably do this again at some point to try and get achievement, but I think if I've gotten everything, I'm good on this game. It's fun and it's really great to look at, and some of the stuff he says is really funny. Some of it's really not at the same time. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Figuring out some of the puzzles is kind of fun, so if you're the kind of person who can enjoy a puzzle game after watching somebody else play it, I would recommend this. But I don't know if it has much replayability because some of his monologues were interesting. I don't think I'd want to hear them all again. That said, for what it is very, very cool. So, props to them for that. And, I will see you on the next video. Which will probably be APB Reloaded, but I have not decided yet.